to whom it may concern, and especially to the craven scoundrel responsible for the disturbing scribblings found within my dwelling. Let it be known throughout this fledgling colony that I, Frederick Barnaby, have had the peace of my family most grievously disrupted by the discovery of a vile and unsettling poem hidden within the very floorboards of the cabin allotted to us. My daughter, a child of tender years, was subjected to this nonsense, and has been left in a state of considerable distress. I will not repeat the contents of this dreadful verse here, lest it further poison the minds of our community. Suffice it to say, it speaks of shadows, of souls departed, and of a most unnatural hunger. Such morbid pronouncements serve no purpose but to sow fear and discontent amongst us who have come to this land with hope and a desire for honest labor. Therefore, I, Frederick Barnaby, do hereby demand that the author of this malicious drivel cease and desist from any further such actions. Let your idle hands find more constructive pursuits than the tormenting of innocent souls with your ghostly fancies. This is a new beginning, and we will not have it tainted by such dark and unsettling pronouncements. Consider this your only warning. Should these disturbing missives continue, I will take such measures as are necessary to ensure the safety and peace of my family and this community. Frederick Barnaby.
You guys peek out from the supply shack to see Hazel desperately trying to pull the door closed as the Scrungus digs its claws into the wood doors, trying to pull the chapel wide open to get to this damsel in distress. What do you guys do?
You already know Soapy Joe's filming this thing.
Okay. So you zoom in, you zoom way in, so you're getting like close-up footage of her trying not to be killed by the Scrungus.
Yes, like making her wait.
Oh, so you're rushing there. Oh,
He recording.
Oh, okay.
I was there for research purposes later.
Sure. What about, I guess, okay, so you guys are all rushing over there to help. You arrive with the giant, massive, hulking figure of the Scrungus slashing and tearing at this door, trying to get inside. Hazel, of course, doing everything in her power to try to keep it closed. She's got maybe a couple of pews that she's tried to slam over top of it, but they're just not doing much.
Seal this. Maybe it's like a cabin thing where it's like a screen window or something.
But that's for you guys to figure out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you're outside and you're telling us the interior.
Soapy Joe does have a thermal camera.
Hey, thermal cameras don't see through walls.
They're not fire, dummy. They're not ghost. So what are you guys doing? You guys are standing there. The Scrungus is smashing through. You're getting a really good look at the Scrungus. It's just this disgusting, it's bear-like, but the more you look at it, the more you realize it has this almost monstrous, non-bear, non-natural visage to it, especially from the sort of gooping gray ooze that sort of just comes off of its body. And of course, Hazel is inside shouting, "Help, help, help! Please, oh my gosh, please help!"
Is the Scrungus's full attention on her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how close could Soapy Joe get to this thing?
You can get as close as you want.
He's gonna
Just be warned if you poke the bear.
poke this.
If you poke that, we're changing it. We're changing it to poke the Scrungus. Don't poke the Scrungus.
Is still kind of like hurting from the 4 times he shot him.
You can't see where it's been shot, but I would say there's an element of the couple of times that you've experienced it and one time that you've already fought it, it does seem like it's a little bit weakened. Maybe the oozy gooiness of it seems to be slightly like the mass that existed of it seems to have minimized ever so slightly. Not a lot, but somewhat.
So he's gonna just try and get point blank.
Okay.
And just right in the back of the scrungus.
Back of the scrungus. All right.
Like we'll go like back of his head if he can reach. Like,
Sure.
How tall is this bad boy?
Oh man, he's pretty tall, but he's on all fours, right? Like he's using his front claws, very bear-like, to smashing at this door. So you could get up.
If he's on all fours, then I think Soapy Joe will get like to the side and just try and like aim for the side of his face.
Sure. I'm gonna say do a kick some ass.
Ooh, that's I believe a 6.
A 6. You pull out the gun and you hold it right up to the head of this creature, and all of a sudden a small portion of the gooey ooze that comes off of it splurts out and hits the tip of your revolver, and you can see the metal on it start to corrode almost instantly. And you pull back the pistol, hoping not to get any more on this, so you don't take the shot.
Well, that's not good. Well, at least its attention's not on me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But if he's close enough, he does have one of the axes.
That's true.
Just might try and throw an axe.
Okay, so you take a couple of steps back and you go to hurl one of your axes at it. Roll me that kick some ass.
Go. So that's a 7.
A 7. Okay, so you do successfully hit the scrungus with this axe. It flies forward, jamming itself into it. The scrungus reels back, obviously angry from this damage that it's just been dealt, and it turns towards you, and you watch as the axe itself that you just embedded into it starts to sort of sink into its flesh and disappears beneath the goopy ooze. You probably won't be getting that axe back, but you have damaged the scrungus. Unfortunately, the scrungus turns around and its attention is now on you, which I guess is to Hazel's favor. What about the others that are in this group? As the scrungus turns towards you guys, what are you guys doing?
I think Grieve is going to pull out one of his bolos, because I'm assuming that the scrungus turning his attention is going to then charge at Scuba Steve over there.
I think it's a little surprise seeing everybody. It hasn't decided who to charge at just yet. So you have, I mean, this is in amidst his turning.
See, as being familiar with the bolo as the Australian enthusiast I am, I know it's probably not going to do a whole lot of good to chuck it at a stationary target. 'Cause
Okay.
It can't really trip anyone or
Right. That's a good point.
Stationary. So he's probably going to like ready an action
Okay.
for when he starts running.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I would call that. You know what? Here, this is going to be a weird situation. You hold this action, but because you're taking time to sort of analyze this, I'm going to call this a help out, and you're essentially helping yourself. You're helping yourself prepare. So roll with cool for the possibility of getting yourself a +1 when you actually go to throw this.
5.
5. Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Because a help yourself out is +1, so 6.
6. So close. So close. But it's not going to cause you any kind of a problem, right? You take some steps back. I think your heart starts beating super intensely as you see this creature that just attacked you guys not too long ago, maybe about an hour ago. And you're nervous, right? You are trying to push past that feeling. And I mentioned before, you've trained by capturing other animals, other dangerous animals, for the purposes of education and things like that. You've had a lion run right at you and you stood your ground and you managed to subdue it before it could hurt you. But this last time you did the same thing for the scrungus and it slammed into you and caused you damage. So you're a little nervous. This isn't what you're used to. This isn't normal for you. And you're a little bit terrified. So it doesn't give you an opportunity to potentially get a little bit more focus on this thing. But that doesn't mean that you can't still throw the bowl as the second it charges. Is Martin Fresh doing anything?
He started his weed whacker and he's pulling it above his head.
Like a Tuscan Raider?
Oh, get out of here, you scrungus! No, get out of here!
This is an interesting situation where I'm going to have you do a manipulate someone. Someone being the scrungus.
9.
A 9. Okay. So on a 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. So you're saying get out of here.
Pulling the thing that makes the loud weed whacking. And then he moves it and he cuts the grass in front of him.
To show that you mean it. Okay, it backs away. I don't think it's fully intimidated to run away entirely, but it's definitely made nervous.
No, pointed at it.
Okay.
You hold it out in front of you.
Okay.
Come on. Back off, beast. Back off.
And as you move towards it, sure enough, it does start to step back. It seems a little cautious of this weed whacker. Where are you sort of getting it to, and where are you going?
I like to get away from the door so it stops from
Yeah.
getting.
Okay, it is definitely doing that. You managed to back it away so that it is it's back on the ground. It's not leaving the area because, again, it's only staying about a weed whacker's distance from you, right? But it is away from the door at the moment. So you guys have an opening to get inside or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
I think Grieve will take that opening and run for the inside.
Okay, so you guys all leap inside where Hazel is waiting, and she at this point she's just kind of crumpled next to the pews that she has kind of barring up the door. She looks exhausted. She says, "I went out to the beach, and it chased me all the way over here, but it didn't come into the sand. I think it doesn't like sand. I know that sounds weird, but it wouldn't come and get me. I freaked out and I got onto the grass and then it started to chase me, but it wouldn't come over to the sand."
How far is the beach from here?
So you guys are at the chapel, which is kind of that center spot. There's a beach south of you towards the lighthouse, and then there's the north beach, which is where like the volleyball and stuff like that is all set up at.
You know, there's a net over at the volleyball court.
There is a net at the volleyball court.
You haven't given up on that net gun.
It has not been super effective.
But it's due now.
Exactly.
There's sand traps in the golf course.
There is sand traps in the golf course that we established is right here.
Well, that's also still a little ways from you, but I digress.
I'd say the preferable.
All things considered, you're on an island, so you're completely surrounded by sand. She says, or anything dry, really. I mean, I don't know.
So Soapy Joe's gonna call back to his days of watching King of the Hill, and he's gonna grab some sand and put it in his pocket. Just
Sand from where?
are we not like on a beach?
No, we're
No, sorry. When I said you're surrounded, I meant like you're on an island, so technically you could go in any direction. Eventually you'll find some sand.
From the holy sand up.
Ah, yes, the holy sand. They don't use holy water at this chapel. They use holy sand.
So Soapy believes we should go to the North Beach.
Do you all want to go to the North Beach? Is this just to collect something, or is this to like take refuge on the beach?
Well, as far as we
Do we have an actual end game, or are we just trying to go to the beach because that is a weakness that you identified?
How can we get off this island or signal for help?
well,
What was the whole totem thing? That's just how this all happened. That didn't give us
all of his footage from like the campfires, because he's been recording this.
Sure. Here's what I'll say. In the moment with the current situation, the Scrungus is not gone.
Oh, it's not gone.
I 100% support you investigating the mystery, but I'm just kind of asking, is now the time? You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're right.
I would love nothing more than you investigate the mystery. So with that being said, Martin Fresh is still outside, just kind of like...
Yeah, I've been talking to you guys through the door. The open door as I'm just holding the thing off.
Well, guys, I like the strategizing we're making here, but how about we head to the beach to discuss further if it doesn't like sail?
Justin steps out and he says, well, maybe this would help. And he pulls out an equally massive Costco, not a sponsor, size container of salt that was originally sitting right next to the pepper when you grabbed that. And he says, what about this? This is sand, right? I mean, it's a mineral, but it's close. Do you think this will work?
And to be clear, do I still have the pepper since I only got a brief little cloud versus the actual
I think you technically dropped it. But he does hand you this big giant thing of salt, which is significantly heavier than pepper.
not aware of their densities. But yes, I will take the salt.
Okay. And he says, do we just he's looking at Hazel and he's like, do we just throw it at him? Or like, I mean, what are we supposed to do? And she's like, I don't know. Just get the salt on him, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if this will work. But try it.
Works for me. Can you load up that salt into your net gun?
How would that even
a giant potato gun.
I was just thinking actually today that a net gun is basically just either a potato gun or like a t-shirt gun where it's just pressurized and you could really shove just about anything in there.
Because isn't the guy like right outside of...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll probably take that option. It's just
Hurl it. Okay, so you run outside. I'm going to have you act under pressure on this one. So you're rolling with cool because obviously you're just trying to make sure that this salt hits the scrungus.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. You pop the top on this container of salt and you rear back and you hurl it towards the scrungus. Oh man, this is the tricky thing with act under pressure is they leave it very broad. Her choice or price to pay. You're gonna lose the salt, which is a huge sacrifice. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. You rear back, you have the top popped off of this massive container of salt, and you hurl it towards the scrungus. It flies through the air and it hits the ground just like a foot or two away from it. Spilling salt all over to the ground that's right there. And that's you have this like nice pile of salt. It's out of the container. It's sitting there on the ground, but it didn't directly hit the scrungus.
Okay. So it is in front of it or to the side?
Kind of to the side, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of to the side.
Now, is that all the salt that's gone?
Yeah. So there's just a huge pile of salt sitting next to the scrungus, but not actually touching the scrungus.
Like a big pile?
Yep.
Okay. So I stick my weed eater in it and go.
Oh, interesting. And just send it flying in every direction. Okay. You jam you pull the weed eater away from the monster and it sees an opening, but just as it does, you jam it into the salt. I'm going to have you do an act under pressure as well. Just because you're taking your focus. A 9. Okay. You might get harmed by the monster, but you will hit the salt and spray it everywhere. Or you can redact. Full send. Okay, so
Kids say.
the scrungus slashes out with its massive clawed hands. It hits you just ever so slightly, dealing 1 harm, but your weed eater jams into this pile of salt that Grieve's just sent flying over to you, and it just starts spraying salt everywhere, every which direction. Some of you guys start like closing your eyes as you're getting kind of hit with it from over at the chapel, but you watch as the salt hits the scrungus, that ooey goo that makes up its body starts to almost disintegrate and dry up like a snail. Sizzling practically as the salt is hitting it. It lets out a horrible scream as it starts to just rush away, being horribly harmed by this salt, this drying agent, if you will. Leaving you guys safe for now from the scrungus.
Way to go, Myrtle.
Now stay on.
Now keep in mind, Sophie Joe was recording on that. Yes. So he would like to investigate the mystery and fix it in post again.
Okay. And then just remind me, so what does fix it in post like do? Does it enhance your investigative mystery? Does it give you more questions?
It says you can use anything you conceivably have recorded as evidence for investigative mystery, allowing you to check previous interviews, attack sites. So.
Oh, okay. So basically it's saying that no matter where you're at, you have content that you can use to investigate a mystery versus like, oh, I have to go to a spot to try to investigate the mystery.
Yeah, he's recording, which is why
Which you have been, yeah.
I've been recording this whole time.
Absolutely.
For his 50,000 YouTube vlogs.
That's right. Okay, go ahead and roll that investigative mystery.
9.
Okay, so you get 1 question from the list. You can kind of keep this one a little bit more broad if you'd like to. Just, tell me what it is that you want to attribute it to.
So we know what happened here. We know what kind of creature it is. We sort of know what it can do.
We know what can hurt it. We don't know where it went. What was it going to do? Probably know that.
I'm going to ask, what can the scrungus do?
What can it do?
Because, like, the acidic stuff that spurted off of it is kind of like,
Yeah, something strange. That's a good question. Okay, so you look back at footage that you've gotten of the Scrungus. And one thing that you notice from the video where Greaves shot it with a net gun, you actually saw there were chunks of the body that completely oozed out between the little squares in the net and sort of reestablished itself outside of the net. So basically this thing can turn into an ooze almost entirely to escape, for instance, a net. And obviously you see that everywhere that it goes, it also kind of leaves behind this sort of acid burn. As you look through some of the video and you see like where it had its footprints, you even go look out at the door of the chapel and you can see these almost like acid burn marks that it left behind while it was trying to get inside. So its skin itself is incredibly caustic, which is actually really good that Greaves didn't capture you and the Scrungus when he shot the net gun, which I think you joked about.
As would be in a confined space with an...
Yeah.
But wait, didn't Martin like fight this thing? Like hand to hand? Didn't you fight this thing?
Right, Nail?
No, but before you fought the Scrungus at your campfire story.
No.
Not at all.
No, he literally just saw it.
He was offered in some ham.
Yeah.
Ran off.
So he doesn't like ham.
Which is funny because in the first episode you kept trying to give him ham. Oh, because you were trying to get him to go away.
I don't know. I got some hot dogs and he wasn't there when I came back out. So I can only assume he doesn't care much for ham.
He did chase after the hot dogs, though, didn't he?
Well, maybe he likes them. Maybe he would have stayed if I came back out with the ham.
As you guys are discussing this, you can overhear Justin and Hazel are just kind of walking around the room, and Justin is explaining to Hazel and Braden everything that he showed you guys from the letters from Richard Hancock and anything that kind of related to the totem. Basically explaining to them that the totem is sort of behind these monsters. And as they're looking around, does anybody else want to do anything while you guys are in here? In this chapel, which is an unexplored space. And you might have come in here at some point, like doing some cleaning and stuff like that. But otherwise, as far as the mystery goes, this is the first time you've come in here.
What's our plan of attack here, gang? How we get off this island? Are we going to find a radio and radio to that one feller who's got the car? Or are we just going to run across the bridge? Maybe we grab some golf carts and make an escape across the bridge.
Where's the bridge?
Basically, it would be like you go through the forest. Yep, you follow that road, and then inevitably you'd get to the bridge. But you do remember that Willie, the owner of the park, had mentioned to you that the bridge was going to be unavailable.
What does that mean?
I like to think that, and technically this is totally fictional. I don't think this is technically how it's set up, but it's one of those raised bridges.
A drawbridge?
Yeah. Or there's a section of it that's a drawbridge to help let ships through and things like that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything in particular you guys want to do while you're in here?
Any ideas, guys?
And just as you guys are kind of coming to a dead end, Hazel speaks up. She says, "Hey, what's this?" And she holds up what looks like an old book. And you come over and look, and you see that obviously each pew has an old Bible and a hymnal book in each one of those little like sections on the back of each of the pews. This one had a hymnal book and another book that doesn't look at all like a Bible. And as she opens it up, you see more of sort of those old letters, or rather the book itself looks like it was written in the same handwriting with that old English style as those letters that you found earlier. And on the front cover on the inside, you open it up and it reads, "The Diary of Richard Hancock."
My sweet, my ambitious jewel across the churning foam, know that fortune's cruelest hand has led us to a haunted home. These simple souls, they lacked the spine to seize what fate decreed. Their whispers weak, their spirits thin, a paltry, frightened breed. But fear not, love, for in my grasp a relic now resides, a totem that hums with ancient hungers where wicked power hides. It speaks to me in fevered dreams, a voice both cold and vast. It calls me servant, it craves the souls that life has cast. For every breath that fades away, a shadow takes its hold, and from the ether nightmares bloom in stories yet untold. A headless knight with spectral stride, a beast with shadowed frame, they stalk the night, untamed and wild, and whisper my dark name. 14 they were when Drake did sail, a meagre flock indeed. But one by one the darkness calls, and plants a fatal seed. The totem swells, a hungry heart, with every stolen breath. And though I conjure terrors vast, I dance with chilling death. I dreamt of riches, lands untold, a dynasty to claim. But now the horrors walk the earth and chant the totem's name. I hide in shadows, watch them hunt the monsters of my mind, praying that with every soul consumed some mastery I'll find. Come swiftly, love, across the waves, and bring your strength to bear. For soon I fear the beasts I birth will find me in their lair. Perhaps with more to feed its maw, this hunger will abate, and we shall rule this haunted isle, enthroned by cruelest fate.
Oh, look! This book's written by Anton Chekhov.
It says Richard Ancog. Aren't you a teacher?
I just thought of his name.
We did this the first episode.
I know.
I'm like looking over at you guys like, yeah.
It just hit me.
There you go. I'm glad it hit you at least. Inside, you flip through the pages, there's only 3 entries to this journal. And then the rest of the pages are completely blank. They're obviously very worn, very yellowed, but you can still read these 3 entries that are in here. The first one says,
October 22nd, Anno Domini 1586. The power, the terrible power of this thing. I tested it, Elizabeth, I confess I did. Those 14 fools who remained. I spun tales around the fire, dark imaginings of beasts and shadows. And they manifested. Horrors born of drunken whispers and fearful thoughts. They tore through the camp, Elizabeth, savagely, indiscriminately. Bartholomew was just the beginning. Now there are none left but me. And they hunt me too. My own creations stalk the woods, their eyes burning with a hunger I myself ignited. This island, it has become a cage of my own making. I must flee. I must take Venus back to the mainland. Perhaps there, away from this cursed soil, I can find some respite from the nightmares I have unleashed.
Hell, Justin, that's some impressive voice work you're doing there. How you're throwing your voice like that? That sounds like a completely different person.
Oh, well, I did a lot of theater when I was in school.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. Can you do any other crazy voices?
No, I pretty much just had the one.
Oh, okay. Do this one in an Italian accent?
No.
How about a nice Cockney accent?
nope. The second entry.
November 15th, Anno Domini 1586. They follow, even here. On the mainland, the shadows writhe with them. Sleep offers no escape, only visions of gnashing teeth and fiery eyes. Desperate, I sought one of their priests, a wizened old man from a tribe further inland. I showed him the totem, babbling of the horrors. He merely laughed, Elizabeth. A cold, mocking sound. He called it a demon, residing within the wood, said my suffering was punishment for my transgression against the Aquascagok. The original sin, he called it. The theft, the blame. He spoke of a ritual, a way to sever the connection. I must take the silver cup, the source of that first sin, and the totem to a holy place. Only then, if I beg for repentance, if I confront my greatest sin, perhaps then the horrors will cease.
He turns the page to the final entry in the notebook.
December 1st, Anno Domini, 1586. The cup, the silver goblet. I hid it. Buried it near the fledgling gardens we tried to cultivate on the edge of the forest. I cannot bring myself to return to that cursed island, Elizabeth. Not with them waiting. But the priest's words. The only hope. I have drawn a map, my love. A crude thing, but it should guide you to it, should you ever arrive on these shores with the next company. If I am not there, if the monsters have claimed me, take the cup and the other treasures I buried there, Elizabeth. Take it and the totem to that sanctuary rock, the natives called it. Confess your greatest sin, your darkest secret that you hide within your heart. Perhaps you can find the peace that now eludes me. I have marked a map of the island on the next page. May God have mercy on my soul.
And of course, you turn the page to find it torn out. Just as you finish these last words, Justin looks like he's about to say something when suddenly you hear another scream. And you look outside to see off in the distance the lighthouse. The big giant light kind of comes across you guys, blinding you for a moment, and as it passes by, you regain your focus to see a giant, massive, alligator-like creature leaned up against the side of the lighthouse, its tail still sticking into the ocean behind it. And up in the window of the lighthouse, up in the top, you see Ophelia. And she is currently holding a giant burnt-out lighthouse bulb. And she's hurling them down at this Gatorsaurus. What do you do?
It does exist. My gosh, even from here, that thing looks massive.
Oh, go wrestle it.
Yeah, Shorts.
You're
He
hitting
is taking off running at the moment.
Okay, he's just running right towards it. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Hey, so where's that male?
This is, you guys are saying this as you're running.
Not running.
You're not running. You're just standing there in the chapel.
Looking for the map.
Okay. Justin says, I don't know. It looks like it got torn out. See, look right here, and he shows you the frayed edges.
Gotta be around here somewhere. And Martin gets on his knees and he starts looking under all the pews, crawling around for it.
Okay. Let's call this investigate a mystery, I suppose. 4. You find nothing. This floor has been swept clean. Keep in mind that people have come in here and they have cleaned prior. This was just something that was like slightly, finding the journal in general was just something that was slightly out of place. So you guys found it, sure, but you don't see a page that's just kind of hanging around. You even take some of the Bibles and the hymnals and stuff, and you start kind of shaking the pages to see if maybe exactly nothing inside.
Okay. Let's probably probably in the back.
And he starts walking to the back of the chapel.
Okay.
In the closets and stuff.
Sounds good. I'm gonna set you aside for the moment. You're searching diligently for this map that's gone missing. The other two of you guys have rushed out. I think Braden has rushed along with you. I'm gonna say Justin stayed behind with Martin Fresh, and Hazel. Hazel just stops halfway in between. Like, I don't know what to do. She's looking at this giant alligator, this kaiju-sized creature, practically. Maybe not quite full kaiju, but like let's say baby kaiju.
Skyscraper height.
Well, it's like leaned up and trying to bite at her.
Skyscraper.
Well, no. Okay, not. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like baby kaiju. Let's say it's a baby kaiju. It's still really big. Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, so this is like
20 feet.
the size. Yeah,
Largest.
yeah.
Just for comparison, a quick Google search shows that the largest confirmed alligator is 19 feet long. What is this? Like double that? This is like 30.
Here's what I'll say. It's not that it's just a gator. It's got like features that are like a dinosaur-esque features to it that allow it to basically be standing on its hind legs and almost reaching up with its maw to try to get Ophelia out of the top of this,
Could you define a maw?
like its mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
You're the alligator expert.
Allegedly, he is.
So as you rush up to it, Braden following along behind you guys, again, Hazel stopping about halfway, just not sure what even to do. What are you doing?
Well, Soapy Joe, we already know. He's filming.
Okay. Soapy Joe's filming.
This creature, it bears a resemblance to a gator, but it's got even more prominent features of like a dinosaur, or even more armor. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect it to be this massive. The rumors are true and more, but how? How do I capture this? How do I subdue it?
Maybe it's like a Pokemon where you have to weaken it and then try to capture it.
If it's anything like the other stuff we fought, they can apparently withstand getting shot multiple times. So, kind of got our work cut out for us here.
That's a very good point.
And Soapy Joe's only got 3 bullets left.
But I'm sure it is just a misunderstood creature.
Why did I come with him?
Well, whatever the case, it's trying to eat. It is trying to eat Ophelia right now. And I obviously, if you got its attention, there's a good chance it might try to eat you. So,
Well, it is just recording.
Okay. I don't think that's going to stop it from eating you.
Well, no. Trying to eat us or trying to eat Ophelia?
Well, I'm just saying, if you draw its attention.
Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna fix it in post with this guy because I've been recording.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're saying you're
and see what I can't see.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, 12.
12. Okay, so you get to ask 2 questions. Now, technically speaking, 12 plus gives you, it's an advanced thing that's separate. But I digress. You do get to ask 2 questions of the various things that are here.
Can I be more specific or like more broad, or does that have to be still specific to the situation?
What are you thinking?
Like why are all of these monsters here?
I mean, you kind of have an answer to that already with the totem, right?
Well, yeah. I guess, is there a way I can look through the footage and see if there's a specific area that they're trying to get to? Because if they're trying to get to the totem, odds are they're all trying to be kind of converging on the same place.
So you're saying, like, what was it going to do?
Is there be one pattern? Is there anything that all of these monsters seem to have in common?
Okay.
In their time here?
Yeah, I can answer that. They all, and you're going to think that this is a sarcastic answer, and I promise it's not. They're all trying to get you. They're all trying, not you specifically, but I just mean like at least the 3 of you and the other campers, they're trying to get somebody, kill somebody, whatever you want to call it.
Is it a specific somebody? Are they targeting one individual?
No, because you have seen them target multiple different people. One of them tried to get, or the Scrungus was trying to get Justin before, obviously was trying to get all of you at the campfire. Bigfoot was trying to pull the plug, which suggests that, I mean, Bigfoot has some level of intelligence. Let's say that. So his was more of, I could stop them from getting access to things which would increase our chances of getting them. This one is trying to get Ophelia at the moment. The Scrungus was just trying to get Hazel. So it's really anybody is fair game, but it's just the fact that they're not, the only thing they're after essentially is violence.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Can I converse with my...
Yeah, absolutely. You can at the very least converse with Greaves because he's here.
Greaves, what should I be looking for?
Or you could talk to Braden, which is me.
I mean, shouldn't we get... It's going to try to eat Ophelia. Shouldn't we, like, get rid of this? Well, yeah, we're trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah. Well, what about you, gator expert? What do you know about gators? What's their weakness? How do I get rid of it?
None. They are...
Well, you can get them from the back, right?
I think it's the underside, technically, but I see what you're getting at.
Back or the underside?
Their nose is very sensitive. If you, well, I think that's sharks. We're gonna play that. Their nose is very sensitive. If you punch them in the eyes.
What?
I think it's sharks. That is sharks. Nose. Yes. Because divers will, like, push their nose away.
Yeah, because gators, they can, like, close their mouth really strong, but they can't open it. So, like, electrical tape will keep their mouth shut.
That's a fair point.
But yeah, he is right now seeing that this gator is, like, kind of leaned up against the lighthouse. So, in essence, it is already kind of opened up to the pole. So you just need to some way to fasten it to the pole, and then it would be trapped or already wrestled to said pole, being the lighthouse. So
I will look around
for like a big chain or a rope or something that you assume a ship would moor to the lighthouse.
Sure. Yeah. With that being said, you do. I wasn't sure. Sorry. Were you trying to figure out which question to ask?
I'm still trying to figure out which question to ask.
Right.
Yeah, so I can I keep that in the back pocket for now?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, as far as it retains to the Gatorsaurus, but okay. So you're looking for a chain. I would say, I mean, it makes sense to me that there would be some kind of chain close by. The lighthouse is typically set up to obviously keep boats from crashing into the shores. That's the purpose of it. But as a seafaring related structure, I would say that, yeah, there's probably some chains lying around, or at the very least some rope.
So what I think we need to do, this is just like when I captured that saltwater crocodile on the Panama Canal.
Wow.
The Suez Canal. Now we're at least on the right continent.
I was thinking, man, this is going to just go into the lore of Grieve's character that he has never done anything
with geography. So it's so many canals. He got his Suez and his Panama Canal mixed up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the Suez Canal.
Yes.
But he's going to look for a rope, and then he's going to basically just run around the lighthouse.
Yeah.
In essence, fastening the alligator to the lighthouse.
Wow. Okay.
But he is going to require a distraction, to which he is going to request that from either Justin or Joe.
Justin's back at
Braden,
yeah,
or Joe.
Soapy Joe.
Soapy Joe.
Oh, Soap's Joseph?
Yeah, Soap's Joseph. Okay, so Braden is more than happy to assist. Would you like? I'm going to give that to you as a +1. He's assisting you. He's helping out by creating a distraction. I'm going to say that his distraction is that he runs up to the top of the lighthouse and joins Ophelia.
Seems like that would be the best distraction.
Yeah.
But fascinated with the top.
Exactly. Not looking at you guys. Exactly. So with that being said, you've got the two of you doing the ropes, because I'll let him help you with that, but he'll have to roll for it. To be fair, with help out, I don't think, well, there technically is a negative.
So I'll try now.
Okay.
6.
A 6. Okay. You kind of fumble around with the ropes awkwardly, and honestly, it's really just taking up more time than it's worth.
that camcorder one.
Yeah, it's because he won't put the camcorder down.
Get the footage.
All right, mate, you better just hand that rope over to me, and I'll do a couple loops around this.
It's when he's dealing with gators, man. It really comes out.
We'll see if we can wrestle this beautiful beast.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to have you act under pressure. As you start to just, you're like a hot speeder trying to wrap up the legs of this ATTE, except instead of a giant imperial ship, it's a giant Gatorsaurus. And you have a +1 on top.
I do?
Yeah, from Braden helping you out with the distraction.
That makes it a 12.
Holy cow. Okay, so you do exactly what you set out to do. You start rushing around this lighthouse, and occasionally you'll kind of like throw a loop up there to kind of get it hooked around some of its, what are those? Not protuberances, which is, yeah, okay. and get a higher angle on it. But otherwise, you manage to wrap up basically the entire lower half of this monstrosity to the lighthouse. And you do it without it really noticing, because Braden's doing a really great job at creating a distraction above. But by the time it does notice, it's already too late. Its whole under half of its body has been wrapped entirely. It starts just kind of struggling, but it's very awkward as it does. It's splashing its massive tail in the water below. You do feel a little bit of rickety movement on the lighthouse.
Some rope left.
I mean, you just wrapped up a whole monster. If you want like a separate chunk of rope,
yes. Like this one would be a smaller rope.
Okay, I'd say there might be more inside the lighthouse.
He will go search for one.
Okay, you rush into the lighthouse. What's Soapy Joe doing?
He's filming this thing. He's like, crikey, guys, look at that monster.
And speaking of monsters, I wanted to remind you guys that Monster Mash Energy Drinks has been the sponsor of this channel for 2 years.
And you just kind of hear electric.
Is this going on with this ad? All right, you run inside, and I think Ophelia comes running down some of the stairs, and she looks down, it's like one of those spiral staircases. She looks down through the center, and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
I need more rope. I'm trying to save your life and wrestle this Gatorsaurus.
There's some rope up here in Willie's office. I found Willie's office. I know we weren't supposed to go in there, but I went in there anyways.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
And she says, do you want me to throw it down for you?
On the double.
Okay. And she disappears, and then moments later, just this chunk of rope just comes flying down and slams into the floor below you.
You beaut.
Are you talking about me or the rope?
Both of you. Thanks, Sheila.
Oh my gosh. I told you before, it's not Sheila, it's Onyx. My gosh. How many times do I have to tell you guys that? You now have another chunk of rope, another spindle, if you will.
With his death wish at hand, Grieve Gershwin is going to run to the base of this Gatorsaurus.
Okay.
With all of its protuberances that look strikingly similar to a rock wall.
Oh, absolutely.
Attempt to scale the back of this Gatorsaurus.
What? Wow. Okay. Once again, I mean, really, act under pressure really kind of falls under what we're looking for here.
And so you're climbing up. Thing called, this is one of my moves, it's Killer's Wisdom.
Okay.
And says, you've learned how to study your prey very well. After 3 rounds to observe, roll +2 sharp.
Okay.
So does that
apply?
Does that apply?
Yeah, I'd say so. What is it? I mean, is it giving you something?
On a 10+ hold stuff. What am I holding?
So that's kind of like your help, right? So you're getting those pluses. Does it say how much?
You can, on a 10+ hold 2, on a 7-9 hold 1, and nice. Spend your holds to do either harm.
It could be this exact situation. Okay, very cool. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So roll your sharp. You have studied gators all your life. Alligators, you studied crocodiles, so you know exactly what this Gatorsaurus would be all about.
So that would be, I add my sharp to this, right?
Yep.
So that would be an 8.
An 8. So you do get +1. Okay, and then now you're going to go scale it. Do you want to, I mean, I guess you could decide when you want to use the +1.
Give yourself or another hunter +1 ongoing.
Oh.
Versus the monster until the end.
Oh.
Or you do 2 + harm.
Very nice. Okay.
Be the ongoing +1.
Sure. Yeah. So from now moving forward, you get +1 to do anything really to this Gatorsaurus.
What a level up.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now then actor under pressure?
Yes. As you start to grab onto the scales and the protuberances and start to scale this creature. Protuberances.
Used it so many times now it's canon.
That's right.
I think that's a 12 again.
Holy cow. Okay. You easily, nimbly. I mean, this thing is huge. It's got, the protuberances are so big. It's easier than a rock climbing wall with or without, because you've got this rope around your back and you've got rope to kind of help you climb up as well that you've already wrapped around it. It's practically like walking up a steep cliff at this point.
And with this rope in his mouth as he's scaling, he's like, "This is for you, Steve."
Okay, his hero, and you make it to, I mean, basically the head of this creature, which is flailing pretty wildly, but you're holding on tight like Legolas hanging off of an what do they call him?
An olifant.
Olifant, yes. All right, so you're on top of its head. What are you doing?
He is going to use that little perk of information that Soapy Joe had reminded him of that he probably should have remembered, is that gators cannot open their mouth with excessive pressure.
Right.
They can only close it.
Gotcha.
So he's going to attempt to secure the maw of this gator shut.
Very nice. Okay, so you start to throw this rope around. I'm going to have you do one more act under pressure. I know I'm making it like just adding to the thrill, but you do still have the +1 on top of it.
All right. I think that's another 12.
Another 12. Okay, you start to throw this rope around, lassoing around the mouth of this giant Gatorsaurus, closing it up just in time as it has it open. It slams it shut at some point, just in its frustration. You rope it off, and it just does not seem to be able to open its mouth back up. So now it's just wriggling awkward, even more awkwardly than before. It cannot open its mouth, and you scale back down easily.
Like the Legolas.
Much like Lego. Yes, just slides right off of it. Absolutely. You slide all the way down the tail, and then at the end, the tail kind of flicks up, and you just hop off and roll onto the ground. And
To clarify, Grieve Gershwin is probably way too cool to make all these Lord of the Rings references. This is strictly fatty.
yeah, I will say that because you did so well with all of this, added bonus, Soapy Joe got all of that on camera.
It's all going on his YouTube channel, but he'll shout you out.
Yeah, you'll get, a shout out and a link in the description.
But you'll get a shout out.
Well, see, now you got to make an account, and then that way everybody that sees his video will go check out your videos.
Maybe with all that exposure, we'll be able to educate us onto why this creature was so distraught. There may be some type of habitat destruction that we can remedy. This poor lass.
This poor lass.
Girl?
Yeah, there it is. It's decided. As you stand there with the entirety of the Gatorsaurus completely wrapped up in rope, we will close out this episode.
September 18th, Anno Domini, 1588. The days grew shorter, the air colder, and with them comes a terror that gnaws at the very soul of our settlement. The attacks, they have become relentless. Scarcely a night passes without some poor soul being dragged from their dwelling, their screams swallowed by the oppressive darkness. We bar the doors, we keep watch, but it is not enough. I saw one, Father, last night, by the meager light of the moon, a shape, hunched and crooked, leaning forward as if borne down by some unseen weight. It moved with a horrifying speed, its limbs unnaturally long and jointed, and its hands, oh sweet Mary, its hands, claws, I tell you, fully a foot in length, black and wickedly sharp. I watched, frozen in terror, as it fell upon one of our hogs. It tore it in half with a single swipe, the force of it sending entrails scattering in every direction. The sound, the wet, tearing sound. It will haunt my dreams forever. Nearly 3 dozen souls lost now. 3 dozen! Our numbers dwindle with each passing night, and the faces of those who remain are etched with a fear that mirrors my own. Winter is fast approaching, and our stores are still meager. Hope, once a flickering candle, now threatens to be extinguished entirely. In their desperation, the elders have taken to carving. On that large rock by the northernmost palisade, the one they say the first company used for prayer, they work tirelessly. Holy runes, they whisper, ancient symbols of protection. They carve them deep into the stone, their gnarled hands moving with a frantic urgency. They pray, they chant, their voices hoarse with fear and supplication. They call it Sanctuary Rock, our last hope against the encroaching darkness. I pray it is enough, Father. I pray that these markings, these desperate pleas to a higher power, can shield us from the horrors that stalk our nights. I fear, with every fiber of my being, that they cannot. Eleanor.
Hey everyone, Skylar here, creator and creative director at Session Zero Heroes. I just wanted to quickly say a few things before we head into the next episode. Firstly, thank you so much for listening to our 2025 Monster of the Week one-shot. We love creating these, and honestly, Monster of the Week is what inspired us to create TTRPG content to begin with, so it holds a special place in our hearts. We'll be posting a brand new episode of Terror at Camp Roanoke every week throughout October 2025, with the final episode landing nicely the day before Halloween on October 30th. We hope you enjoy the mystery we put together. I personally had a ton of fun creating it and working with the incredible vocal and musical talent that brought the intros and outros to life. If you want to find out more about them, follow their talent on socials, or even reach out to them with your own project, just check out the episode description and you'll find their names, handles, and links there. They all did a phenomenal job, so a huge shout out to each and every one of them. Speaking of links, if you want to follow more of what we're doing at Session Zero Heroes, be sure to check out our website or scroll through our other TTRPG actual play series and one-shots that we've done. From Avatar Legends and Dungeons & Dragons all the way to Kids on Bikes and All Flesh Must Be Eaten, we try to create and play through unique and entertaining stories using a variety of systems along the way. There's plenty to listen to and plenty more on the way. To ensure that you don't miss out on our future productions, be sure to drop a follow or subscribe on whatever podcast streaming platform you're using. The same goes with socials. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Blue Sky, Discord, and Mastodon, so be sure to drop a follow on whichever of those you frequent. With that, I'll be headed out, but be sure to check back for the next episode of the series so you can solve the mystery of the terror at Camp Roanoke.